Media attack between two governments, Colombia and USA's total retaliation. And you might be wondering what's going to happen with your investments in Colombia. And do not be afraid, but first and foremost, do not hesitate to follow my YouTube channel. Click here in the subscribe button because we have news for you, and I'm going to give you 3 tips how to handle those investments with all this craziness going on in Colombia and US. And let's talk about first the economic impact that this is having. Let's talk about your investments because we're not here to talk about politics. We're here to talk about how the impact goes into your investment. Let's see what's going on. Okay, step one by one. Most affected countries says we are raising up the prices of the exports, retaliating by imposing the law in our country, saying that this type of retaliations take a huge impact on our economies with a higher prices and few choices in the market. If the tariffs go higher on export goods from Colombia to US and from US to Colombia, the supply of US dollars will be lower. Saying this, the dollar versus the peso will depreciate. The prices will go up, the dollar will go up. The second situation is the effect on the exchange rate. Let me tell you something. I would be surprised if the dollar goes up tomorrow. Let's see what the NASDAQ gonna see and how the exchange rate is gonna move and all this news, political news going on between the two countries. But I wouldn't be surprised that with this blockage of trades and raising of the prices of the import goods, the dollar will go up definitely. I'm surprised if tomorrow the peso goes for 4,400 to 4,700 or even 5,000. I don't think we're gonna hit 5,000 this week. We may be, but now let's talk about the second effect. And how can I take this as an advantage? Here is the advantage for you as an investor in USA to Colombia. A USA citizen and want to invest in Colombia or have investments in Colombia right now, it is perfect timing if the dollar goes up in your advantage to purchase that property at a low price. Claudia, and how is that? Well, if you raise import goods by one way or another, it's going to hit inflation. And if it hits inflation, it hits the devaluation of pesos versus dollar. So saying all this kind of situation was going on, if I was an investor in Colombia, I would put my eyes on good finished products that for some reason, due to the panic and skepticism, are gonna go down. Purchase a project with a developer financed by owner. It is perfect timing to pay off that debt because in the future, you will definitely have a property value appreciation on that project. Or pay the project that is financed by the builder. Make a guess. Due to the import goods, prices are gonna go higher on the import and construction materials. If the construction material is gonna get higher, your price is gonna get higher on the property you just bought, financed by owner. The builder usually finance a project between 24 and 36 months without interest rates. Now, take advantage of that moment. Put a good chunk of money up front. Buy the property. Gain the value money of that property today. And besides that, those construction materials are going to go up. And you don't want your price to raise up. Now, it's time to purchase? Yes. And how I'm going to purchase? I will send you my guidelines. With this crisis situation, remember, every crisis is a huge opportunity to invest. Now, another advantage will be looking for those properties who have a lower cost because of the skepticism and fear that everything in social media is arising and the fights between two countries of power and ego power between two presidents is hurting both countries. But at the end of the day, people in Colombia will want to sell the properties and will take the money back in fear that maybe in the future there will be interest rates higher. So if there's a property that has a loan, that will be a perfect opportunity to purchase. This happened exactly the same thing as in COVID. What you want to do with your investments? If you fall in the fear, you won't take advantage of the market. But if you fall into security and turn the fear into an asset, that property will be an amazing purchase for you today. So let's talk about number three. The third situation, what's going on? The effect on the trade business. This is going to hit hard also. We will have an impact on the deficit, on the country deficit for short term, but maybe it's going to hurt in the long term relationship. Now, are we afraid what's going on? Everybody's talking about social media, and of course, it's give you a skepticism and fear to fall in the same situation. Let's talk about the macroeconomic response number four. And the inflation imported goods will be higher. There's a direct relationship between raising prices of import goods, inflation, interest rates, and at the same time, the price versus dollar is gonna go high. The dollar versus peso is gonna be high, or our money is gonna devalue. Are we falling into some kind of turmoil? Well, we are in the eye of the hurricane to the world today. And of course, everything's gonna be a little messy this week, but I wouldn't hesitate to check out on those properties. And if you are a property owner and wanna sell because of all the situation going on, let me tell you one thing. It will be just a very short term of time to sell your property. And in order to sell your property in this moment, our suggestion is to take it between 10 to 50% of the price market so you can sell it fast. Remember, one thing leads to another, and in microeconomic effects, everybody is getting hit. Now, one more thing. I remember what something happened. We can mention some historical situation that happened the same between US and China in 2018, and the economy is low. So the bubble of real estate is gonna pop. So if you want to sell your property today, do not hesitate to contact me. If you want to invest in Colombia in a safety way, we have your safety network in EXP Colombia. If you want to follow me for more tips, do not hesitate to contact me or follow my YouTube channel. My name is Claudia Arevalo from EXP Real Time for you to purchase.